Countless anime fans grew up with this passionate classic. Today I'm going to talk about the mobile game Saint Seiya Legend of Justice, faithfully adapted from this legendary manga and anime series by Masami Kurumada. Saint Seiya Legend of Justice is a vertical idle game that restores the plot and characters from the anime. From the manga, I like Leo Aoria very much, and it's a pity that he has very few appearances, but I can use him and train him as the main character in this game, as well as teaming up my favorites. The game is easy and addictive. In the story, the Seiya put on the God Cloth and become very powerful, and here in the first anniversary of the game, we'll directly experience the strongest skill, Pegasus Comic Punch, that deals explosive damage. With the 1000 draws event, you can collect gold knights with the draws, then you'll become invincible. This anniversary only lasts for 2 weeks. As long as you join, you'll get free benefits every day. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link down below and enter the game and use my exclusive code and start your adventure. For those of you who love the article debunks, we got yet another one here from the geniuses from CBR.com. Notice that every time I do one of these, it's usually from the same people, CBR, SCREENRANT, and I've talked about in the past when it comes to these how they're just doing it because it's cheap money, it's easy money. There's a formula to actually doing these articles with certain amount of pictures and paragraphs and whatnot, which is why so many of them have so much filler and why so many of them are done by people who are obviously either not fans or they're super casual or they just copy and paste whatever's in Dragon Ball Wiki and formulate an article on it. So the latest piece of Einstein level take from these people is this one right here we're going to break down today and debunk, because it's really stupid, and I'm going to point by point tell you why this is dumb. The article's called Piccolo Should Have Beat Frieza in Dragon Ball Z, not Goku. Now, when it comes to this article, most of the time when I do these, I usually will do them and read the article while I'm actually talking about it, debunking it, but I've already looked through it before I record the video. So I'm going to just go through some of the points here. And some of the absolute brain surgeon level takes that Mr. Daniel Kurland, the guy who wrote this article, had about Dragon Ball Z. Now he says here in the subheading, it says, Goku may be Dragon Ball Z's main protagonist, but Piccolo absolutely deserved to defeat Frieza during the Namek saga based on their confrontation. So, oh my God, I know some of you guys are already scratching your heads. Some of you guys are already face palming, especially if you, and this is one of those things where it doesn't matter if you're a hardcore fan or even a somewhat casual. It doesn't matter if you grew up with the dub, with Kai, with the manga, with the sub. It doesn't matter. This take doesn't work in any version of Dragon Ball Z, even the Dragon Ball Z abridged. It doesn't work, and I'll go into why in detail. Many of you already know there's problems here, but I want to actually give you some real reasons as to why there are so many issues with this. First of all, it says here, Goku has no personal connection to Frieza. Well, neither does Piccolo. See, Frieza and Piccolo have some things in common. I'm sorry, Frieza and Piccolo and Goku have some things in common. Goku does not have a personal connection to Frieza. Well, Frieza did kill his father and did genocide the entire race. So that's one thing that, although Goku does not have a personal connection with the Saiyans, that doesn't mean that he does not view that as being a bad crime, right? And when it comes to Piccolo, it's obvious that his people were the ones that were being murdered by Frieza and Vegeta during the Namek arc. But again, they're his people. The Saiyans were Goku's people. The only difference is that the Namekians were destroyed after the Saiyans were. That's the only difference, right? And I don't know how you can write Goku has no personal connection to Frieza when Piccolo doesn't either. I mean, Piccolo is the offspring, the reincarnation of Demon King Piccolo, which is half of the nameless Namekian, the son of Katatsu from planet Namek. Piccolo himself didn't even know he was Namekian until Nappa told him. It's never been anything important to Piccolo until finally he goes to Namek to see the homeworld for the first time during this arc. Goku, when he was told that he was not an Earthling from his brother, it totally changed his whole world, because All of the revelations that came from that, the fact that Grandpa Gohan's death was his fault, the fact that he actually had family out there that he didn't even know about, the fact that he's not really an Earthling, that shattered Goku's life. And it wasn't until the Frieza saga that Goku really took ownership of that. When you study Dragon Ball from beginning to the Frieza arc, especially the beginning of Z, Goku multiple times refers to himself being a Saiyan, but he always says a Saiyan raised from Earth because he doesn't want to let go of those ties. But in the Frieza saga, he comes full circle because not only does he accept fully, and finally, he fully accepts that he's a Saiyan, but he also accepts that the legend that had been talked about throughout the entire arc, the Super Saiyan, he would never have gotten the benefit of those powers had he not been a Saiyan. You know what I mean? That's clearly the one of the important points of Goku's character. If you want to know more about that, check out the video I did called The Brilliance of Goku versus Frieza, because we really go into that fight. Something this guy should have probably watched that video so he learned something. We really go into that fight, the importance of it, and why it was such a great storytelling piece. But we're not done. The arc revolves around the Namekian loss. No, it does not. That is incorrect. That's something that somebody would say who doesn't understand Dragon Ball. And clearly, no disrespect to Daniel Kurland or whatever, he's never seen the original Dragon Ball. Just like most people writing these articles haven't. Now, why am I saying that? Because for him to say the arc revolves around the Namekian loss is like me saying, well, the Red Ribbon arc revolves around human loss because so many innocent humans were killed during that struggle. Same thing with Piccolo Daimao. So what he's saying is because Namekians were casualties of these two factions, well, three factions, Frieza's people, Vegeta, and then the Earthlings, trying to get the Namekian Dragon Balls, because the Namekians were casualties of this back and forth hunt for the Dragon Balls, that it's about them. It's really not about them. Planet Namek is a new area, a new aesthetic for Toriyama to explore, but the arc is not about the Namekians. The Namekians are involved, yes, they're an important part of it, but it's not really about them. This could have taken place on any other planet that Toriyama wanted to come up with, but he chose the Namekians because he saw an opportunity to explore Piccolo's past and build the world up better. It makes more sense. So, still, they are casualties. They are caught in the middle of this war that they did not ask for. They created the Dragon Balls not for villains to wish for immortality or world domination, but to actually solve real problems. It's not about Namekian loss. Again, it's frustrating. Piccolo goes through a pivotal transformation before Goku. Okay, so if you're going to call Piccolo fusing... These articles piss me off, bro, because these guys like don't know anything. Like, this is like basic shit, dude. Like, I have friends of mine who have kids 6, 7 years old who understand this series better than these grown adults that write these articles. Like, is that not sad, bro? Is it not sad that a little kid who is just now starting elementary school understands this cartoon better than adults? Isn't that weird? What does that say about their intellect? This is not a transformation. He fuses with Nail. Nor is this pivotal. Nor is this even important to the overall story. It's just something they gave Piccolo so that it's logical that Piccolo could actually fight second form Frieza. It's Toriyama literally giving Piccolo an easy power boost, which he's still doing now with Superhero, something that's very simple, doesn't have to be overly explained, right? With the idea that Dragon Clan members Fighter Clan members can fuse, merge. And Dragon Clansmen can too, but still, the different Namekian clans. Oh my god. It would have prevented the series Super Saiyan obsession. I hate this. Like, I hate this. So he's basically saying that had Piccolo killed Frieza and not Goku, it would have stopped the series from going down the Super Saiyan obsession route. But wouldn't they have just done like the same thing but with Namekians, or wouldn't they have just picked it up with Goku? Like, Piccolo's not going to be the main character. He never was. Goku's the main character. Like, this is nonsense. Like, if you rewrote Dragon Ball and you suddenly decide to go with Piccolo as the main character of this arc, You're going to change everything you built before it. He has his time to shine, but that's it. It's so weird. And that's kind of the end. This article is dog shit in every conceivable way. You know, he writes here in the end, it's fascinating to consider the many ways Dragon Ball Z might be different if Goku's big victory instead went to Piccolo. I mean, it's not, though. It's not that fascinating. It's like if somebody were to say, hey, do you think that Dragon Ball would be more interesting if Goku was a girl? No. It'd be different, but would that actually make it better? It would be the same thing, except with the gender change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these takes on the internet are so weird to me. Because, like, they require such lack of thought. They require such a surface level knowledge of the series that you don't even have to be a fan. And the sad part is they think they're smart. And there's nothing worse than people who are morons thinking they're smart. It's annoying. It is annoying, bro. Anyways, that's it for this video. I got some other videos I want you to watch on the screen right now, including that Brilliance of Goku versus Frieza video. You must watch that if you have not. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.